Hey, what's going on, guys? It's MC Fire here, coming at you again with another look at the markets. We are definitely loving what we've been seeing as of right now. That the markets didn't actually capitulate going into the new administration. There have been some major changes. Fed Chair Powell did testify, but the markets, the way they kind of received that was kind of in a mixed bag. Not really too positive, not really too negative, just middle of the road there, um, which is fine by us. You'll see from the technicals, it's really not going to matter as of too much because the technicals are kind of showing a little bit more bullish, surprisingly. Not over the last couple of days, but overall for the first 2 months of the year, you're seeing the Qs, the SPY make higher lows and lower highs. So kind of getting to a wedge formation now as over the last like 4 or 5 weeks. So let's go take a look at that. As you can see here, you got the charts pulled up. On the left-hand side is a weekly of the QQQs, in particular QQQM, and then on the right side is the daily for the same ticker. What we are focusing on really is, if you're noticing, yeah, we have our levels plotted by the white lines, but advance, decline, advance, and then we're kind of in the middle of the road as a moving average cloud kind of slowly drifts upwards. We do believe that the market will fail upwards only because if there's a major policy change, there's a lot of pressure from the Trump administration to cut rates, and I believe that's an inflationary narrative for the overall economy. Um, so drifting upwards is probably what you're likely to see. We can also check out some of the other items here, and then we'll get into a few hot takes. There's actually not that many hot takes, believe it or not. And we can actually go over to our scan. I mean, there's a lot on the list, but there's kind of narrowed it down for you guys so you guys can see. So we'll get into the hot takes here in a second, but we want to bring up the majors here. We'll bring up SPY. As you can see, very, very similar story to like the Qs, kind of middle of the road from where it's been, from some of its rotational zones that we've marked out in the yellow and white. We could go over to the ES, maybe be a little cleaner, not by much though. So yeah, yellow and white zones in particular. Really the white zones. We'll get rid of some of these yellows so you guys can see what I'm talking about here. Get rid of that, get rid of that, and get rid of that. Right. So really, we're talking about 6151 down to a 5929 is kind of where we're looking at that zone. It's talking about middle of the road there. Not too crazy, but it's slowly drifting up. You've got higher low here, and then it consistently puts in some higher lows as well as some lower highs as well. So drifting into this wedge or just middle of the road rotation. Don't have a problem with that, especially if there's going to be pressure on the Fed to cut interest rates. Um, I don't, just between me and you, interest rates aren't going to necessarily fix the economy. I believe that sound fiscal policy will fix the economy. So if you think about a household and you've got outstanding credit cards and you've got reduced income, then what typically you have to do? Well, you have to increase income, you have to cut expenditures, and you have to try to eliminate debt as much as possible to stop the spiral. The country's going to have to do the same thing, and you adjusting the rate at which your credit card payments are isn't really going to make or break the economy. It's going to be some eliminating deficits and doing all this other stuff. So that's just my 2 cents for you guys, and I like to keep it really simple and keep it really smooth like that, because a lot of times people try to make like finances, trading in particular, like super how can I put it, super confusing. And I always wonder, well, why do you make it super confusing for people when if you can count to two, you can essentially uh you know start trading on a basic level. You got green and red candles, you got buy and sell, you got calls and puts. Um, you know, you got support and resistance. It's like there's a nice duality to it that I really like, a good balance, and I think it's something that should be taught. But I don't believe that if you're just going to adjust interest rates, it's going to be a magical button that you can fix the economy. There's going to have to be some serious soul searching for the economy. So there's your you got your ES, you got your Qs knocked out. Let's go look at some of our other items. Let's go IWM. Instead of IWM, let's do the RTY. Just doesn't want to load there. We'll bring it up. We'll bring it up here in the future. And then we'll really bring up the YM as well. So you got the Russell here, and shout out to the Russell. It's kind of holding its own. Remember, this was kind of our canary in the coal mine. We wanted to see this. Maybe I'll go ahead and print it out. We wanted to see that major level hold there, and it did. So that's good. Uh, Kind of getting above certain levels and testing and retesting them, but not really absolutely capitulating. So kind of more middle of the road for your futures in the Russell there. Bring up your Dow here. Dow, little similar story, kind of bouncing off highs, relative highs from this level to this level. So the good news is, if you're bouncing off these two levels respectively, the market really hasn't decided which way it wants to go with this new administration. Is most people, most analysts would agree, the market's kind of overbought, but like it's really a question of where else you're going to put your money. You're going to put it in like stocks, bonds, crypto, gold, like what asset class. Um, like even if we go look over at Bitcoin BTC, there, go look at BTC, kind of the same story, right? So the market really hasn't decided like what it wants to do as regards to where it wants to necessarily throw the bulk of its investments. So kind of the order of the day is kind of spread it around because most things are already at all-time highs. Gold also all-time highs for that. So for all my gold bugs, shout out to you. Bitcoin bugs, shout out to you. If you're in the Dow, Russell, ES, the Qs, they're pretty much rotating at relative highs. Even real estate, they're starting to see some weakness in real estate. And since this is a good way to pivot kind of into our hot takes here, the one of the hot takes is XLRE, and that's where I could see some value. I got to do some evaluation as regards to what's looking good here, but there's some good value here as of right now. Though it's in a downtrend, so if you want to be a long term buyer of XLRE, typically we like to buy in downtrends. Not we'd like to see bounces and like to accumulate shares at kind of the lower end of the bounce. But yeah, this is a pretty bit of this could be a good look to go ahead and purchase some things. And in the XLRE, you can get some things that have really great dividends, like good REITs. So definitely watch out for that. But as regards to a hot take, downtrend, outside candle, green. So we're gonna be looking to take a short at 41.44. A break of that, and obviously two bar professional will stop out at 42.25 if it gets above that. Maybe look to take some off. It'd be a nice clean 1-to-1, nothing crazy for XLRE. Shout out to real estate. If you've got it, cool, hold it. XLY, bring that to the front of the classroom. So this long-standing ETF, I'm liking the fact that yes, it's rotational, and you got a green candle coming off the support. So this reason why we put it in here is because it could be a rotational play or an uptrend play. Either way, it's at support with confirmation here. It's a good look. You definitely could see taking a buy above 24.94 for sure. And then, of course, you would stop out below the low, I guess you could say, of 17 or 1809. Yeah, so if it gets above 224.95, it's a good look to buy. And then if we're being a two bar professional, below this line at 220, and the lowest we can go is 218. So shout out to XLY. There's not too many more other ones. We just kind of want to be very selective here. USO is up next. Kind of similar story there. Sorry about the kind of similar story here. Nice juicy pullback here into the moving average cloud at support, which is kind of what we want to see with the outside candle right here. So if we can get a break above 1749, some of these sellers will be off sides, and we'll go ahead and take the call position at least back up to 82. That'd be ideal for USO. You did get a nice wedge formation fire off, but it has since pulled back. So could see a little bounce action there for the next 3 weeks. That could be nice if we can get that break above 77.49 for sure. And then last but not least, good old Tesla. So here recently, the new Doge committee leader, Elon Musk, recently had an Oval Office kind of media bonanza, and long story short, nothing bad really. They just found massive like fraud and corruption, barring what your current dealings or feelings are about the current administration. We don't get political on this channel, but if you are going line item by line item and you're finding things that like contracts that were set for 3 months to expire, but they kept getting paid out for like years. That's the kind of stuff that we wanna see. So, shout out to Elon. But as regards to his private business, which is Tesla here, you do have a setup candle in an uptrend here. So if we can get a wash above that, and even really, I would recommend waiting for the break of this level because it's so close. Just wait for it to break above that level. I'm just going to go ahead and replace that because if it can break above that level, you do get the candle, and there's plenty of more room for technical follow through. So that's kind of what we're looking at there. The reason why, if you look on the weekly here, yeah, these this week kind of had a test rejection the next week, and then it kind of broke with emphasis. So we're hoping to see something similar to this candle that I'm highlighting here over here. If you can get back above that, fire off with impetus. If it doesn't, it is what it is. We're just gonna let it go. Easy day. Yeah. So believe it or not, that is all for the hot takes, guys. But we'll bring to the front of the classroom some highlights for the week. We'll do BYDD F, yep, BYD. So shout out to us for purchasing BYD. We purchased a series of shares here and here. Notice the system on the buy here looking for a major breakthrough, and it did. So we'll be looking to pull some more off the table here as it has reached like 3 ATR, absolutely crushing for BYDDF. Okay, so essentially BYD, it's in the same cohort as Tesla and EVs. Really, it's a battery company that like jumped into the car market. Um, and for a good long while there, Charlie Munger was a pretty big investor, along with Warren, a pretty big investor in BYD. So they have since expanded, and they're looking pretty good. Globally, they're making really good deals, and we could see some more expansion here. But as regards in the short term, nice rally, good position to go ahead and take some profits. We did take some profits for sign of danger, and then we'll go ahead and move or actually change this to we'll change this to Y here, just so we can denote, hey, this is just a level, and then we'll change all-time highs to red there. I'd like to do this just for continuity, so you guys can see kind of this is a living, breathing chart. As things progress, it's just easy to keep track. It doesn't have to be super difficult. You just kind of keep updating your technicals and go from there. But yeah, taking this play off of BYD with this setup here, I don't think there's any options on BYDF. And I looked, but it doesn't seem to have any. So we just bought some shares, and then massive rip, and then we'll be able to take some off. We also did the same thing on your crowd favorite PLTR. Did take some off there, back at all time highs, so it might pull a little bit more off the table. It doesn't look like it wants to punch above this 118.66 level, but as you guys are tracking, I mean, we bought like almost at $7, and we've been taking some off the table like all the way up. So shout out to us for getting as low as $7, and now it's at 118, and we're just basking in it. We're not looking to take off too much. Company wise, this company's fundamentals are probably some of the best we've ever seen, that I've seen. Pretty good. So the cash to debt ratio here, I'll refresh it here. Maybe we can get the most up to date data. Let's see. Try to pull it up here. Ticker. Sweet. Yeah, so there you go. Cash to debt data, or cash to debt, debt is increasing, cash is increasing. That's really good. Free cash flow massively increasing, revenue massively increasing. Um, Shares outstanding steadily increasing, which is good. That means that the shares that are out in the world is steadily increasing, and it's growing steadily too. So it's not like it's like big jump, little, big down, up, down. Like there's steady buying, steady progressive buying, and that's fueled on by steady revenue growth and steady cash to debt increasing and steady free cash flow increasing. So net income. Total net income decreased. Some expenses increased. We got to look maybe with some marketing, or maybe some capex. I'm not sure what it was, but the point of the matter is return on capital is starting to get insane. Common stock repurchase is pretty high. Dividends paid is low. So yeah, shout out to our boy Palantir, absolutely crushing numbers. And so hopefully we'll go ahead and we'll take some off the table there for Palantir as it gets probably tomorrow or so. Another good one, another good rip to look at is Nvidia. Nvidia coming back from the grave here to get some nice steady juice to the upside. Looking pretty good there. And we can bring Boeing to the front of the classroom as well. So yeah, if you guys have been watching us, we remember we took a buy bias on Boeing. Couple shares here, couple shares there, and then it started to kind of really get going. Nice uptrend shift. We like our uptrend shifts with a nice juicy pullback into the cloud there. On the daily, you can kind of see it on the weekly. With that pullback, was another opportunity to purchase shares. Kind of let that go because we already kind of purchased over here on the front end. So as it pulled back, probably a good opportunity. Kind of missed that one there, but it did end up pushing back to relative pivot highs. And shout out to us for that buy bias and the play working out really good for us there. There's a couple other plays. I'm not going to bring everything to the front of the classroom today, but just kind of keeping you guys abreast on some of our major, portfolio plays, some of the things that I let you guys know what we're taking a look at and looking to add to our portfolio and stuff like that. The reality is the trend is really your friend until it's not, and if you are new to trading, then finding something with a new trend is actually relatively easy. You can take a MACD cross, higher highs, higher lows, however you guys want to do it. But the reality is getting and finding a new trend is probably going to be your best bets for maximum profits. Finding those trends is, simple moving average cross can be effective, and wait for a pullback and then take that buy. So get in, let's play, let's play in the market, man. It's honestly, with income tax coming up, make that decision to make this your best year. um don't sit on the sidelines and you just do consumer spending. Actually get in the game and really go for it. This is 2025, and I'm telling you right now, portfolio at all-time highs, the price of gold at all-time highs, Bitcoin and Ethereum holdings at all-time highs. So, looking for value is going to be in probably some of the other ETFs that we talk about. We're probably going to talk about them a lot more on Sunday in our Sunday video. The video is going to be really about chasing value and getting the best bang for your buck when everything's overvalued, which you be looking at the horizon moving into 2025 and going into 2026, right? Through the rest of 2025 and going into 2026, where is going to be the new value at? That's what the Sunday's video is going to be about, and proving that value to you guys. So thank you guys so very much for joining us. MC Fire here. We'll tap in with you guys tomorrow. Have a good day. Peace.